Hi, friends, and welcome to another installment of the Science of Music. Today, we will define and understand what an octave is so that you can connect octaves to doubling frequency and how similar note names will have different graphs. You know you have it when you can compare graphs and sounds and know if they are in octaves or if they are the same pitch. For class today, all you will need is paper or Google Doc or pencil and a pen. So let's get started. So on our screen, we see our question, and it says, is there a limit to a voice of an instrument? And is there a limit to your voice? I'd like you to take the next 2 minutes to answer this question. Great job. So technically, to answer our first question, instruments have a range of notes that are considered to be the appropriate amount of notes that they can play. Example, a flute, lowest note, highest note, and there's plenty of notes in between. But technically, we can play notes that are lower, which is really, really hard, and we can play notes that are higher, but the computer won't pick that up, unfortunately. Musical instruments have a voice similar to ours, and now here's our answer to our second question, there is no limit to the human voice. Why would there be a limit to an instrument voice? So today we are going to be measuring an instrument's voice. So our question on our screen is as follows. How do we measure music? And today we will be talking about octaves. But what is an octave? So an octave, let's break down the definition. What is an octave? That is our question today. So oct is a prefix that means 8, like octopus, and in terms of music, it means that there's 8 notes. So here's the musical definition. An octave is the difference in pitch between 2 notes where one has twice the frequency of another. 2 notes which are on an octave apart always have sound similar and have the same note name, while all the notes in between sound distinctly different and have other note names. So we can see these pitches on a piano, but we can also hear them. So on our piano, on our screen, we see piano. And it says A and it says A. And in between these two A's there are 8 white keys. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you do count the ones that have an A on them. And that is our A to A. So that sounds like this. That's the 8 notes from A to A. And then our octave. Notice how when I'm playing my flute, nothing changes. Do those notes sound similar to you? So this is a very important concept in music. Although the notes are arranged like a piano keyboard in a long series from low to high, there is a repeating pattern. So what does that mean? Well, on our screen we see another piano, and notes naturally fall into groups of 12, which are all 1 octave apart from each other. These groups repeat going up and down the piano keyboard and indeed the musical spectrum for any instrument. Okay, Michaela, that was a lot of big words. What does that all mean? So if we look at our keyboard, we have brackets right here. And it's for a section of 7 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because this 8th note will be the same as the first note, right? Which is totally awesome. So for this picture, it starts on C's. So it goes C, D, E, F, G, A, B. So what's this next note going to be? C, you're right. Because music has this pattern of the same note names just with different pitches, like an octave. So this will be C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and so on and so forth. So we only use the letters A through G for music. So if I were to play C to C on our keyboard, follow along. You can use your finger, you can use your cursor, and follow along. So that was C to C, but we can do it in different octaves. Or we can do it in another octave. And all of those were the same notes. It was the same C, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do a little listening activity. And it's just going to be me and you. So I'm going to play 2 pitches on my flute, and you're going to tell me if they were octaves or if they weren't. And then you're going to write it down on your piece of paper or your Google Doc. And remember, I showed you before that if my fingers move, it's probably not an octave. So number 1. Number 1 again. Number 2. Number 2 again. Number 3. Number 3. Number 4. Number 4. And number 5. And number 5. Great job, and I hope you guys send me back your paper or your Google Doc so I can see if you guys could hear the octaves. And I can't wait to see you guys on the next video.